Hey everybody, welcome back to Magic Orthodoxy. My name's David, and this is a Magic Review. Hey, today we're going to look at Backstab from Zak Mirz and Murphy's Magic. Alright, so what is Backstab? Backstab is a card stab. It's a card stab. A lot of times when you see a card stab done, the magician fans all the cards across the table, and then they just grab the knife and then they stab one of the cards unseen. In this effect, what Zak does is he stabs the entire deck as it's in a stack, and he stabs through a certain amount of cards, and when he pulls up his knife with all the pierced cards on his knife, the card left exposed, so the card not stabbed, the spectator can draw that card off and it'll be their selected card. It's a really simple, very powerful effect that pretty much anybody could do so long as they have a very sharp pointy knife. Let's get into this review. Alright, so you're interested, you're intrigued, you order this, it comes to you in the mail. What are you going to get? You're going to get a small cardboard envelope, like a folded package. Inside that you're going to get the gimmick, and the gimmick is made for a Red Ryder bicycle back, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later. He's also going to give you some extra items just in case there needs to be some repair work. And you'll get the access to the video. The video is roughly 1 hour and 15 minutes long. Now, as far as if I was able to guess it just from watching the trailer, I wasn't. And that's only though because I think I'm not very familiar with a lot of card stab routines. I've seen the card stab ones like Penn and Teller have done, where you just stab a card and it's just a single card. But to stab through like 18 cards, that I have no idea. So I didn't really have a lot of guesswork, and I was just kind of curious to see what Zak would come up with, and I think his routine is very creative. As far as angles go and inspectability, like I said earlier, you're getting a gimmick, and the gimmick is loaded into your deck, and it is a Ryder back gimmick, so it'll pass some casual inspection, but I think if you handed the deck out and the spectator went through it, I think they would definitely find it and they would see what it was. So you really can't do that. So angles wise, I don't think you're going to flash. I don't think there's really anything for the spectator to find. I think everything will look like a traditional card. Alright, so how's the video? How's the instructional video? Murphy's Magic always makes great videos, and I think Zak is well mic'd. He's up against kind of a blue/black backdrop. There's no background music, and the camera moves when you need it to. As far as what Zak's going to teach you, he's going to go over what's in the box. He's going to cover proper knife safety, and let me just reiterate, don't do this, kids, unless you are old enough and you're in the right setting. You obviously don't want to whip out a knife in the wrong location, okay? He goes over the routine, he explains it. He'll go over some troubleshooting as far as deck wear, because obviously you're stabbing cards and those cards will wear out. You will need to replace those. He'll go over a couple of other different ways you could do this routine, including one routine where the spectator becomes the magician. He'll even teach how to use the backstab gimmick without a knife, just in case you think that might not be the right tool for your venue. Zak's going to go over some troubleshooting as well as maybe building or repairing your gimmick, and yeah, he's going to cover a lot in that 1 hour and 15 minutes. Like I said, Zak's going to teach you a couple of different methods, a couple of different types of tricks, but I mean, it's really organic. There's nothing to remember. You don't even have to copy what Zak does. You could come up with your own way to do this. There's no force in this. The spectator can literally pick any card that they want. So, I mean, it's almost self-working. It's virtually self-working. So I think it's easily adaptable to your own style. If you're doing a card stab trick right now, I think this would seamlessly fall into place. So yeah, well made. Like I said, it is red bicycle back. Your gimmick will last a long time, but some of the other cards may wear out because you are stabbing, right? You are really stabbing cards. And so obviously you want this trick to look like this is the first time you've done it for this spectator. They don't want to see a bunch of stabs, because then that means you've been stabbing this deck over and over again. So eventually you'll be replacing cards kind of over time as you go, but your gimmicks should last you a good long time. As far as setup and reset, maybe getting into this, the gimmick comes to you ready to go. So there's nothing you need to glue or build once you get this in the mail. But then putting it into the deck is pretty easy too. You're just removing some cards and sticking this in. Okay, so it just takes up, you know, a little bit of dimension in your deck. It might take up maybe like 10 cards in your total deck, and then it's just moving that gimmick into place. You're always going to feel it because it's going to be bigger than a regular card, and you're just, you know, it's just moving it from the top to the bottom to the top to the bottom, things like that. It's really, really simple, and like effort-wise, skill-wise, I think, you know, this is something that anyone could do. So this is a card stab that even a beginner can do. You watch this through, and I think it's going to fall into place very easily. There's really not anything to practice. Zak does offer that you can use this deck for some of your card tricks that you already do, so there's no real need to do a deck switch if that's not your thing. Zak will teach you a really simple deck switch, but for the most part, most of the cards in the deck are completely normal, and you could use this as your standard deck. I think people who might like this would be people who've been wanting to do a card stab trick in their routine. Zak's even going to teach a way to do this on stage. So if you wanted to do this as a stage performance, it's totally possible, okay? Maybe if you have more of a dark persona or a more macabre kind of presentation and knives kind of fit organically into your style, and like I said, something you've been wanting to add for a really long time, I think backstab is a wonderful entry-level card stab that anyone can do. All right, so positives. What are the positives I can say about this effect? Hey, backstab is the pack small, plays big, fast reset, no angle card trick you've been looking for. The routine is so fun and fluid, you are able to tailor it to your style, or as a kicker, to your best routine. Is it worth your money? It's 30 bucks. And like I said, you're getting the video, you're getting the gimmick, you're getting all of that. And I've seen nothing but glowing reviews from this on the internet and from people who are actual workers. This thing does everything I said, and hey, when it packs flat, plays big, has an instant reset, gets huge audience participation, and you can start using this as a kicker, or you even use it on stage, I'm like, come on, it's totally worth your money. All right, so that's pretty much everything I can say about backstab from Zak Mirz and Murphy's Magic. I want to thank Murphy's Magic for allowing me to have this effect so that I can do the review for you. And if you would like to purchase it for yourself, you can find it from your very favorite Murphy's Magic dealer. Thanks, bye.